Hey, hello, and welcome. If you're watching this right now, so first and foremost, just have to make sure because last week I had a few technical issues. Let me see if I can actually see myself and it's all working properly. Okay, fine. Now, what I hope to do, let me just double check comments. First of all, can we do an audio check that you can hear me nice, loud, and clear, and visibly? For some, you might have issues with the video depending on your bandwidth and things like that. So first of all, welcome everybody. Let me know in the comment section, just if you're watching this on Facebook or within the group, especially if you're watching this more specifically on YouTube, put a comment there just to make sure everything is working nice and fine. So greetings everybody. So okay, fantastic. Craig is saying yes, we can hear you. Marcy, Ernest, Larry, Craig Boise, Errol, Marilyn, Toussaint, Felt, Reed. All right, and as Reed said, don't take it from me. He said, make sure you don't forget to hit the like button. More importantly, hit the subscribe button. Okay, so first and foremost, welcome everybody that is joining us right now. Today, more specifically, we're going to be looking at, or what this session is orientated around, is creating a profitable business that you can start with AI apps. Now, why this topic was important to cover is one thing that happens a lot, especially with the Facebook groups and the content and the feedback from customers, is that I've got a lot of these softwares. I've spent a lot of money on these softwares, which are amazing within themselves, but how can I actually monetize them? Like, not just about me using them, but can I actually generate revenue by offering them as a service? So the answer to that is yes, you can, but how would you actually do that? How would you present them in such a way that you can actually monetize them? So today, what we are looking to do is how you can. We're going to explore that essential premise of about how we can use those AI apps that you may have access to, which we'll cover, i.e. Artistly. Alongside, there's so many other great softwares like VideoExpress, you've got TalkingPhotos, ClickSites AI, HumanTalk, I mean, the list goes on. So it would only make sense that you can actually leverage those apps and actually place them in front of the end user and offer those services, right? So, which we will cover in great detail today. Well, not great detail, because I don't want you being here like for hours. One thing I intend to do, because feedback, we take it very, very seriously. I know I'm kind of, sometimes I feel I'm sitting on like within a dilemma or double-edged sword. So what I mean by that is that I always try to present a session that is balanced with information and, more importantly, time, because we understand time is very important, especially if you're watching this right now, as you do, many of you do every single week. And one thing that I try to balance is the level of information that's given within a time frame. And sometimes, typically, sessions, when it comes to webinars, they can vary. And I always try to make sure, if I was on the other side of the call as you are now, I would want to cover as much information as possible so you fully understand and grasp the foundations of what's being explained to you. So you really get a legitimate understanding where you can actually relate to the points being made, but it then allows you to expand upon the information given to you. So, you can actually then action that information, and it should essentially allow you to branch out in other levels of thought with whatever we're talking about. Okay, so sometimes what I found in my past, when people are given information, they don't truly explain the purpose behind an app or a feature, and even the understanding behind it, why it would be useful to them, how would it relate to them, and how they can action upon it. So I always try that if I can explain it the best to you, you have a full grasp of what's being explained. So it makes sense. That's what it really comes down to. So you can actually see the points. Instead of me just saying, hey, go do this, without explaining it, you're kind of left in the dark, essentially, not really understanding what's it all about. Then how do I actually use this apart from those specifics, right? So that's something I need to factor in. Yes, ideally, it would be great to hit the 60-minute mark. Sometimes it can go on for hours, but I will always try the reason to get to the point. I'll try to make those reasonable adjustments to kind of cater for both sides, where sometimes people are restricted by time and there's people that have time. But ultimately, remember, if you're watching this now or later, the recording is always immediately accessible post-event on YouTube. You can access all within the group, and alternatively, it is also going to be made available, which I'm going to show you right now, and where you can access. Especially last week, we had a fun session. So a bit of housekeeping. If you are accessing previous sessions, and there's so many tutorials in there as well, this is how you would find it. So once you're inside the Artistly dashboard, as an example, okay, we're going to use this as a basis today. Simply go to tutorials. It will open up a page. You'll see all these wonderful different tutorials and some specifics. If you haven't already, you have the Paul Ponner inner circle you can add that will directly link into the Facebook group. Alternatively, if you're more focused and you want specific input or be a part of a specific group that links to Artistly, we also have a brand new Artistly AI Facebook group which you can go over and you can make sure you get access to. Okay, and as you scroll down, key part I'm trying to refer to here as well: customer training video webinars. Okay, these, remember, they are private. They are made completely free to every single member that is watching this now. Remember, on these calls, nothing is on for sale. So don't expect to be whipping out your credit card as you would typically have on webinars. This is all kind of here. We are here to support you to get the most out of all applications, give you the support and training behind the applications and different strategies you can deploy within your online business. So, you know, we're trying to go above and beyond here to make sure you've got amazing level of training, support, as cliche as it sounds. If you've been on these sessions, you'll probably see that already. So the key things about today is why I'm mentioning this. Just remember, every time you see a training session, a majority of them, they will have references or resources underneath the link. And if you go even to the last one, you will see why I'm mentioning this. Last week, we had the PowerPoint slides there that's made available. But the resource document is one of the key things. It's like a silver bullet for you. Why? It condenses some of the key sections within the overall video. So if there's anything specific you want to watch within the video, you can look at the specific time links. Also, in addition to that, you'll have any relevant links that have been mentioned in said video, like today. So you don't need to be scrambling around as you're watching this and, you know, dilute your attention and make notes, which you can. By all means, make notes as you go along. But this is just another layer of protection for you to make sure that we can give you as much as we can post-event, as we're doing today. So also, you can watch the replay. But the reason I mentioned this today, which will be very relevant later, is on the last resource document for the last session that we did, some key things that will be very relevant for you today as we go through, such items such as social media contracts, a guide to finding clients, attract clients guide, and even how to use Artistly. Okay, and a side bonus is you can join the affiliate program, not only to Artistly, but all of the other amazing applications there. So very important. And remember, if you are going to become an ambassador, training is imminent to be released. You can essentially get 40% commissions from promoting. Okay, these are side points, but the main focus was there's a document there. It's got some great details, especially the breakdown, but the aspect is here. You got these great contracts that will really relate even to, or it will be congruent to what we're going to be teaching today around how to create a profitable business, as an example, using the AI apps that have been made available. Okay, so with that all said and done, let's just jump straight into this. Okay, let's jump straight into this. No funny business. Okay, so having said that, okay, so Glean is saying, how do we get this document? Yes, if you go into Artistly, as you're in the home screen, simply go to the top menu. You'll see dashboard, create design, my purchases, and you will see there's a support little icon and there's a question mark. Within the tutorial, select, scroll all the way down to the bottom. You'll see all these training classes here, and just down below, even on the last one, you will see a resource document where you can access that. So hopefully that answers your question. Any additional questions as we go along, I will try to answer them. However, like I say, please kindly make a note of those questions and they can be answered at the end. So it just keeps everything streamlined and nobody tells me off because the time is going. Okay. So Ron saying, can we have these all in one location? Yeah, we can definitely look at doing that for you. That wouldn't be an issue. I don't see that being an issue. So today, let's look at jumping straight into this, because I mean, I looked at this and there's just so much I could cover. Meaning, I was so excited even by today's session. Like, what do I include? What do you think would be relevant? Imagine if I'm on that side, what would be easiest, etc., etc. So, deep breath. Let's have a look. Okay, so within Artistly, if we go to create design, we're going to look at the first function of Artistly, where there is two. We have the fast AI image designer and we have the advanced AI image designer. So right now we're going to focus more on the fast AI image designer. Now, when it comes to, let's say, profitable business, what does a profitable business mean, isn't it? So a business, yes, you can create a business providing services using the apps that you have access to, but don't be misled in thinking that it's oh, do I have to go get a company, do I have to register, all of that stuff. You can obviously have a company if you want to provide services and have it all official and that's your main focus. Or additionally, you can become self-employed. This could be a side hustle or additional income stream that you are venturing down. So you don't, so it says profitable business, but you can treat it as a business, but it could be an additional income stream that you would do. Like, sometimes people sell things on eBay on the side, or maybe Facebook Marketplace, or just as an additional freelancer, essentially. Okay, so if we looked at Artistly, what are some of the things that we could offer as a service provider to the end user? So some of the items that we could do, if we go to the perfect text and image, okay, we have logo. Logo, as you can imagine, there are thousands of, okay, I will come back to thousands, but just already there are tens of thousands, if not, God knows, hundreds of thousands of companies that are running, or millions, sorry, in the US alone. Let's just say the US, okay? Let's stick with the US at the moment. Now, why did I mention 1,000 companies? Okay, so just imagine how many brand new companies are signing up or becoming registered on a daily basis, like brand new companies popping up, whether it's remote or offline or physical or virtual. Now, you have to understand that those companies that are being formed would have to have some kind of logo, okay, some kind of branding. You would imagine a majority of them, yes, some of them may not, but a majority would require a logo. So you kind of want to be in a place where you can facilitate those businesses that require logo creation in your services and then generate profit by doing so. Now, one of the key things I'll mention, I'm going to show you places where you can find those customers and those clients, but one of the key things I just want you to think outside the box for a minute. Everybody, wherever you are, it doesn't matter where I'm in the UK, you're in the States, Canada, whatever part of the country, whatever the part of the world that you're in right now, just imagine everybody in their city will have a respective accountancy firm. You're thinking, why would you even be talking about accountancy firm, right? Why would you even talk about accountancy firm? Now, typically, when a company becomes formed, where do they go? They find an accountant, right? And even with that accountant, many of them would already have companies that are formed or registered. So what do they hold? Company data, especially freshly formed companies that require accounting services. So why would I even bring this up? We need to think about outside the box. We need to expand our methods now of being proactive in finding brand new companies that need logo creation. So I just want you to think, right, just as a side point, which I'll get into artistically in just a moment. Imagine you could do outreach to multiple accounting companies that are scattered all across your districts, your boroughs, your cities, and have a discussion with them. Say, I can offer said services, whether it's logo creation, we can look at other aspects of branding, creating images. Okay, is everybody with me so far? So let's just say we've got logo creation, we've got YouTube thumbnails for branding, social media, we've got things like book covers, ebook guides, etc. We could do anything social media related. If they're a book company, we can do those coloring books. We can do front page design. We can do portraits. We can do website creation, video creation, audio creation. Now, I just want you to understand that by proposing this proposition to accounting companies that you will provide these services, what's in it for them? You probably think about what's in it for them. Why would they want to help me? You can actually give them a percentage as a commission or a referral fee for every sale that's made. Now, do you think they would be interested in this kind of arrangement? Of course they would. Anything to hit their bottom line and make more money, because the client, when a client or a new business is coming, they're going to ask them regardless. They're coming to the accountant regardless. They're going to need services. So why wouldn't you say, look, every person that comes, if a new business comes, they're going to need, design services, logo services, X, Y, and Z. Give them my card. Give them a special give them a form or have a brochure, whatever it may be, even if you've got a website, and give them a special code that could be like a voucher, so you could essentially set up in such a way that anyone that comes through, they are specifically accredited for it. Okay, so remember, this is a very powerful strategy, and then even this way you could leverage the accountants in firms, right, to do the lead generation for you. And guess what? It's completely free. There's just imagine the power of that. They could just send that one email to all of their database if they need additional services, i.e. social media stuff, anything design related, video services, audio services, you can include within the hub of the suite of different products available to you that most of you, if not all of you, have access to. So, I just, you could bundle services exactly just like Reed said. But that's going advanced. Just start off with the basics. Start off with the simple basics. Now we have apps like ChatGPT, we've got DeepSeek, we've got all of these available apps where you can even help with the script writing of, said companies that need VSLs, video sales letters. We can do spokesperson videos using things like TalkingPhotos AI. We can do more level of editing using VideoExpress AI. So there's nothing stopping anyone really here from offering high level of services that are all congruent. Okay, basically you could service a client from A to Z because you have all the apps. That's all somebody really needs if you're really thinking about it. And just before I jump straight into Artistly, just remember as well, things like Mirror Magic has made it so much more easier now that you could essentially look at third-party competitors that also provide similar type services that you will, and you could re-engineer or remodel their own media. Okay, so there's no more guessing game. There's no more trying to reinvent the wheel. You just have to think, wow, I've got all of these apps. I've got powerful functions like Mirror Magic. I just need to understand, like, what is the strategy? How can I really use it? So you have a thought process of basically re-engineering other people's successes. So it's no guessing game anymore. You could easily do it, and there's no barrier to entry anymore, like back in the day. Essentially, now we have everything. We have everything in our arsenal, and AI has made it possible now to remove any difficulties that we may have. Okay, so let's jump straight into this. So with Perfect Text and Hands Designer, I'm not going to go through all of them, but I just want to kind of let's first kind of address these core features and why they will be relevant for you. So any kind of company that comes, you will see we've got minimalistic logo, elegant logo, modern logo, and a vintage logo. So these are preset designs that Artistly will allow you to deploy, and it will recreate them. All it requires from you once you select it is the information, i.e. it's already got the prompt in there. If any changes you want to make, you have two options: whether you want to enhance the prompt, just enhance the existing prompt, or if you want to make any existing or specific changes to the prompt itself via, one-line instruction. So you can do all of that stuff. Okay. And now with Mirror Magic, if you wanted to get maybe either you or a individual, a client may have a process or they've got an example that they want to model. Guess what? Get their example, and you can actually mirror that example and recreate something similar that's essentially their own. And just to kind of highlight the power of this, now here's a site called 99 Designs. Okay, now how it works, if we simply select it, there's a process. You get a brief, connect, and collaborate. Now what will happen there when somebody comes to 99 Designs, for example, you are essentially getting people here or customers that are going to pay a premium. I mean, I've used it before and I've spent hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for design work. Okay. Now, there's nothing stopping you from, number one, modeling designs already on this platform. Okay. Remember, subject to terms and conditions, just make sure you cover yourself. And number two, there's nothing stopping you from becoming, guess what? A designer. So somebody would come here, give you examples, give you a brief, and then what they do, if there's 5 designers, as an example, say there's 5 designers, right, that have applied for this, they will all give them a draft version of the brief that's given. So a brief is essentially the instructions of what they're looking for. Now, guess what? You could take their instructions, put it into AI, more specifically Artistly, and based on their specific instructions, and examples that they or may not submit, more or less they will submit examples, you can then model those examples and also based on the brief to create the exact thing that they are looking for, or 99.9% close to as is what they require. Now, do you think everyone has that ability to do that? I just really think about it. They're giving you the instructions, what they're looking for. We can use Artistically, right, to enhance that prompt and exactly match that prompt alongside the examples. We can use Mirror Magic and fuse both of them in there within the prompt. Okay. And essentially, the more examples or drafts you create, you'll have more likeliness of success, opposed to other designers, because they're at a disadvantage. They're creating logos one by one. With Artistically, you can make up to 4 variations, unlimited variations. It's just about how many variations you want to make. But if it was me, I would create a good level of variations and different versions, because the more versions I have, essentially, it allows a wider net for the individual, the client, to look at it and make a choice, because you're giving them so much to choose from that is close to or as is. So it's a very powerful method, even something I'd probably have to consider looking into, because it's such an easy way of attacking, a site like this. And the markup is huge. The revenue you can generate from this is a lot. And just to kind of add, look, how much do designers charge? Search by designers. They got different. Let's have a look, actually. Let's see. So let's have a look. Okay. And this is another key thing. Other services that you could provide. Remember, we talked about like ecom designs, ecom related designs. Check this out. Here, look at this. Packaging and label designer. So this is another way you could come and do research and things that you could present. And you could also model. Check these. We can, by using Mirror Magic, we can reverse engineer a lot of this stuff. Okay, and we also have the AI influencer section now that you can not only create it, but you could have, in terms of airings and other aspects of that, we can have the AI subject model to present the item in question, okay, to really represent it. So if I come back, let's have a look. Okay, so you can see, look, there's this little thing here. This was top level design. 36 people seem to love it, which is fine. And you can just see, look, let's view their portfolio. So clearly they must be generating money if they're, making so many designs. These are really good designs, right? Nice and simple, nothing really special. We just we could come here, take a picture. Let that save. Let's have a look. Okay. We save that image. Save it to, so you won't see this on the screen, but I am saving it. Don't panic. I'm here. Come back to Artistically. Let's go for create prompt. Okay, got Mirror Magic. Drop any file. Let's have a drop. Let's have a look. Okay. And this is how simple it is. It's so stupidly simple. And there we have a prompt there. So I always say, look, copy the prompt if you want, because you can always use it again. Let's go use prompt. And we can now go generate image. Okay. While that's now being created, what's stopping us from going here to the AI image designer? I can take that prompt. Let's have a look. Paste it here because we've already got it done. Create 4 variations. What kind of style do I want? Let's say artistic or even 3D. Let's make it a little bit different. Let's elevate the quality of it to make it into 3D. But guess what? I can come back. I can do another version. So I'm showing you how quickly you could do this if you really wanted to, especially for if you're competing for it. Oh, I've done one quality there, but you get the gist of it, okay? So what we'll do, we'll give that a few moments to go and marinate, okay? And sometimes on my side, it's going to be a little bit slow because I've got so many windows open. But as we come back, let's come back to the main function here of logo design. So we've got, so here's some other key things. We've got logo design, web page design, postcards and flyer, book cover. Book covers, again, we cover this also in Artistically, book covers. So even like, simple stuff like this, you can just you just imagine, look how simple it is. That's a book cover. Okay. And check this out. Look how nice that looks. Okay. Okay, can you see the little That's it. That's essentially the best version. We can actually go to regenerate if we want to make another version. We know this one is a very good quality one. It's more aligned to the essential one that we created in the first place. And there's different variations. Look, there's a little one here, 2025. So we can actually make improvements. We can make variations. If we wanted to with that one logo, then for the same client, we could go to edit. Okay, we can create advertisements based on that graphic that they create. Why would we do this? Because we can create an additional bundle service for that particular client. So I could take this graphic, I could go to Smart Expand, make it much larger, extend the scene. That will then allow me to actually put text on as you would expect with a advertisement. Whether we adjust this either for creating a thumbnail for social media, whether it be TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, or additionally we can actually recreate it or adjust it in order for it to be aligned with more social media ads or Google ads, etc., etc. So look at that scene now. If I wanted to, I could come to this image, not do that, but I could crop this image. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, let's go back. I could crop where have we gone? There you go. Crop the image. You're probably thinking, why would I crop it? I can crop it like so. Apply the cropped. And there you go. Now we've got this cropped image here. Okay. And then obviously if I want, it's completely, up to me. If I come back here, actually, if I go now, let's have a look. If I'm doing it the other way around, back to Smart Expand. But the background on the canvas, I can match the color to extend it to make it one color. So I got the image on one side, and then alternatively, I can then put the text on the other side to make it more compliant with the services of creating the ads or the structure, etc., the requirements. Or I can actually create a thumbnail using this, and there we have. Okay, so now I could come to the text section here. I could put a text heading there, etc., etc. Example. But the point I'm trying to make is that from that one design that was given, okay, on 99 Designs as an example, we can then take that one design that we created for the client and we can extend it into multiple different social media pieces that are related that the client would require, okay, for the business. I mean, something like this even could be a banner for their website if they don't have one already. Okay, so we can repurpose a lot of this content for everything they would require. So you could create a social media pack for a client. You create their logo, you create banners for their website, a banner for their Facebook account. You could create a banner or story image for their Instagram, for Pinterest, for TikTok. You could have a congruent branding package for a client just based on that one aspect that we started with. Because I've been in this situation, you create the logo, and then you start trying to reach out to different designers for different aspects. One does social media, one works on website graphics, and one goes and does this and that. You're trying to deal with multiple people, multiple different freelancers. It becomes exhausting. I, like anyone else, would, when you're strapped for time, you want one person to be able to facilitate all your requirements there and then instead of bouncing around. Wouldn't it make more sense? Wouldn't you agree if you were in the client's position and one person was able to facilitate and cater, right, to your requirements? Wouldn't you stick with that one person? Thus, that would allow that initial entry cost of creating that one logo then ultimately increase the overall value that client is now spending with you. Essentially, you're upselling them every part of the way. You can sell them the logo, social media designs, cover designs, ebook designs, blah, blah, blah. Or you could say, you know what? Individually, it's going to cost you more, but I can give you an entire bundle for a higher amount. So effectively, they might be in the long run saving about $30-$40, but the package is like $297 or $497 or $997. Okay, so don't just limit this to this poor little lemon, pumpkin, right? I want you to think about doctors, think about chiropractors, think about organizations or companies that would have more disposable income, right, for you to get involved with. And some of those places will talk about how you can find those clients. But just think about it. There are individuals even providing professional services like, you've got roof installation, you've got electrician, plumbers. You do have people that are providing e-com style services or online that you could find. All of these individuals require said services that you can provide because you have these high level apps at your disposal. The question is, are you going to take that action in order for you to provide it? Because look, we've got what haven't we got? Now, if I come back, okay, so you kind of get the gist of using that one piece and then expanding upon that one service where it started with the logo. So coming back here, let's have a quick recap. We looked at the logo. Let's jump straight in there. Okay, we looked at the logo we have. Okay, photorealism. Now, with this one, yes, you could enhance it, etc., etc. But I'm going to come back to that because it relates to something else. Now, animals, yes, you can do animal cooking. You can do like, I guess, miscellaneous style things that people actually love when it's animal related. T-shirt design is another huge area that you can cover. And places like Fiverr, okay, Fiverr we're going to look at later. They also offer services when it comes to design. Now, the great thing that many customers don't know is that not only can you create the design of the t-shirt, okay, but you're also able to get that t-shirt and place it onto an AI influencer. You can place it onto a model, okay, and even the model you can create from scratch using AI that will be so human, photorealistic. It would be so difficult for a human to detect that it was generated by AI. And you've probably seen this in media right now, that there are people running accounts where it looks like a human, but subsequently it's not even a real human. It's just artificially generated. But the level of AI has gone way beyond that. You cannot tell the difference. So not only can you create a t-shirt design, okay, using this, but you can take that t-shirt design and now we can put it on a male figure or a model. And this also now links to you doing basic searches, even with local businesses. We can go to places like, look, we can go to Google right now. We can look for local business for dentists as an example, or I could go to local businesses that may be clothing companies or clothing businesses that are selling knitwear, clothing, t-shirts, any kind of shop that's selling clothings, right? So you could contact those shops and say, look, you've got all of this merchandise, maybe got special offers. Because you have to remember, most of these companies or these local businesses that are selling fabrics and cloth or whatever it may be, some of their items are seasonal. So there's this immense urgency for them to sell it within a certain season because they need to, pay their particular costs, isn't it? Now, in order for them to make an increase in sales, it's no longer applicable or as easy as it was before, where people are now coming through the door. Majority of customers now, as we know through data, is that they are more likely to make purchases through online stores opposed to a physical shop. So you are addressing a severe problem to the offline business, a clothing store, and you are now facilitating, right, their products into a digital format. So you could go to a shop if you really wanted to, or ask them. You have two options. If it's a local business, you could go there, take a picture, grab your phone, take a picture of said t-shirt, have it laid out, take that picture of the photo. You can come in artistically, upload that graphic, and guess what? You can have that t-shirt now put onto a male model, onto a figure. You could create them an online digital product catalog of their t-shirts or their garments, their lower garments, or dresses, right? Like, just it honestly, it blows my mind just thinking about that we no longer. So another great angle, you are telling the companies that don't worry about hiring a photographer, don't worry about post-production editing of those photos, don't worry about paying extortionate fees or X, Y, and Z. All I need is a picture. Send it to me. I will deal with the rest. Okay, even if it's a low quality picture, doesn't matter. We have now the facilities of making them high quality professional images that can go up to over 2 to 4K, etc., etc. So the images that we can create of said models and the pictures would be the equivalent, if not better, than someone using a professional DSLR camera or special cameras that are designed for taking this kind of imagery. Okay, So this is a good question. What kind of legal ramifications have we for taking a t-shirt designer placing an influencer? I think we could be sued for doing that. So now this is a great question. So when I mean influencer, because I know there's been some confusion, when we go to the advanced AI section of Artistry, okay, that's going to be located here. The AI influencer is just a term where we essentially have our own influences we can create. So don't worry about using celebrities. Yes, depending on copyright infringements, etc. We're not using like known influencers. We are using our own influencers. We can go and create our own influencers using the AI image generator, or by using the fast image generator. Okay, we have all of that ability. We can create our own influencers, and there's nothing stopping you from kind of modeling an influencer around a celebrity, as long as it's not exact and you're not breaching anything. So, but you could take certain characteristics that are close to or as is said influencer. But remember, always do your due diligence before doing that. This, 100%. Create your own influencer for your business. Now, I want you just to think, as a business, okay, or as an individual, how amazing would it be that the influencer that's created could be you, could be your client. Maybe the client is making a product around children. It could be their child with the storybook, selling children's toys. Okay? The model representing the dental practice could be the dentist itself, the doctor, the chiropractor, the masseuse, the electrician, the plumber. Just imagine, just frame it like that to the client. That the client themselves or the individual who you're doing this for could be the hero, right? Or the representation of their own model. Imagine that. We can create the model and we could do face swap and impose that person's face on the model. So if it was me, if I was, let's just say, I'm not some guy with some six pack or anything like that, but I could create an aesthetic pleasing model and impose my face on it. Because, it's all about advertisement, isn't it? Every time you see images now, it's always an aesthetic body that is really representing the product at hand. But then now we can create models that are either aesthetic or at different heights or even different weight categories, right? So that way we encapsulate, or we're encompassing all the different styles of sizes of, said products or clothing. Okay? So just something like this, creating an own influence for your business. Why is it powerful? Just think for a minute. How many companies have their own mascot? You could create, not only you become your own mascot, your own superhero, right? You could become, i.e. Superman. You could create a superhero with, spandex and a cape and put your own face on that superhero. You could become a teddy bear. Okay, you could create a teddy bear as a mascot. So we've got different applications of creating real, recognizable, memorable mascots for any business, whether it be in your own or a company. So we've got such a huge application of using Artistly in that regard, like never before. Okay, next, let's have a look at the next application we could have a look at. Social media posts. We can create banner tips, quotes, and promotional material or super banners. Now, what we found is that these aspects of these posts are some of the highest in demand. Why? Weirdly enough, as funny as it sounds, which it's not really funny, but what you'll find, how many of you will scroll either on Facebook or more specifically TikTok, or even Instagram, and you come across motivational quotes, okay? Now, we can take that quote and we can create a library of these quotes, and we can target people with accounts that are linked to motivational posts or content around lifestyle, okay? Motivation and peace and tranquility and yoga and all of that stuff. Now, one thing you have to remember, there are content creators out there or producers of content. And what's the one thing that they need? They need content. Content. Without content, you're dying. Okay, not in the main form, but I mean, without content, your algorithm gets affected. There is an expectation that you should be producing content consistently. Failure to comply with the algorithm in terms of consistently uploading and producing content, you will be penalized. Weirdly, as weird as it sounds, there is there is a framework in place that those those individuals that are consistently uploading content consistently, this is the key word, will be benefited by the algorithm. And what that means is the more consistent you're with that content, the more the algorithm will push you to an audience. It will push your content more to the public. It will get you more exposure. It will get you more eyeballs. And in turn, that means you will essentially have more people or prospects seeing your content, which will lead to increase in revenue, whether it's through getting paid through sponsorships, about the exposure, paid per views, or it could be the more increased engagement that you have, it's more likely that you will have those potential customers clicking your links and going to make a purchase for whatever it is. Also, even by people seeing your content, what is another side effect of that? That they can click a link, then redirects them to your own page that you have created. We've got places like ClickSites, where we can build our own one-page websites that either link into our own content, our own blog, or we can create affiliate websites, affiliate pages that are promoting third-party products we can buy. Say, for example, you could create content around Artistly or any of the other apps, create a one-page website in ClickSites, and then become, and then anyone that clicks the buy button essentially to buy Artistly because of your content on one page website, your review website, you get accredited 40% commission of every sale that you make. Does that make sense? There's so many different avenues we can attack because we have the application. So just bear in mind, if you're thinking about this, we can go to a place like Fiverr, which we'll look at. But I'm just trying to show you how you can encompass everything here and then provide it as either individual aspect or a bundle aspect. But not only can you do it for the client, but you could do this for yourself. You could spend one day and create hundreds of these posts for yourself and go find a third-party scheduler tool for social media and have it syndicated where you spend one day literally generating the posts and then spend the same day going to said third-party companies that are out there. I think like Hootsuite, I can't remember if it still exists, but you upload them there and it'll syndicate depending on the schedule that you assign. So just imagine now, not only can you create this content, but you could also upsell a client and say, I will even manage your social media or distribution of those posts and have it syndicated so you have it on the schedule. And they never know. You've already uploaded it and it's hands off. Everything's automated. We don't need to do these things manually anymore. Okay. So remember these color contrasts, remember they are essentially, if we look at them, remember they're just a visual representation. Okay, so these colors, they're not, you are not restricted by these colors alone. These can all be changed. Okay, so it's unlimited flexibility and it just comes down to what your demands are. It's what you put into the prompt. Not only you, it could be your client says, no, I want it this color. I want this branding color. It could be. So this is why it's also important that when it comes to branding, your client may have a specific branding. They may say, no, I want specific colors to this particular brand of my existing company. So you could align and match the requirements of said company with their branding colors. So yes, Read exactly. So you could create pre-made posts, right? And then you'd use a third-party application that will allow you could do it manually, but there are applications out there, and then they're very inexpensive, right? That will allow you to upload all of your posts, and you would assign what posts go out on what date. You could have everything. Basically, there are third-party apps out there that have a calendar, and it connects to social media accounts, right, via API keys, and you upload all those posts and you dictate on said date you're gonna upload and send you're basically gonna post these 3 pieces of content on, it's the 11th day. Say on the 11th I want these 3 posts at 9 a.m, one at 12 and one at 6 p.m, and you can do that every single day. You're not limited. As many as posts as you make, you can do. Okay. Yeah, here's some really good recommendations. Remember, do due diligence. But here are some Hootsuite, Social Media. But you could just simply also add that into Google, and it'll give you seamless patterns. Yeah, this is good for fabrics, e-commerce, clothing. We've looked at Redbubble last week as well. This is another thing. This is structure, but you can create your own specific ones. Poster making, another huge thing. You can imagine this is great for events, music, anything and everything. You can create these beautiful, beautiful posts as well. Okay. Stickers, yes, I know they might sound, would people really be bothered? Yes, they would be. So, especially any kind of special occasion events, they're very memorable, parties and things like that. And even Redbubble, they do have the application where you can actually do this. People can use this, either a sticker or that template can be used onto key rings and those graphics, etc., etc. Card and invites, another huge one. Wedding invitations, birthday. New Year's card. Even though it says New Year, remember we have full flexibility when it comes to the prompt. We can rearrange that into making it seasonal, by what am I saying? By monthly, or depending on the occasion, depending on what part of the year it is. We've got like Easter, any religious holidays, any observances, maybe special occasions, graduation. I mean, just remember they are labeled such as wedding invitations, but we can now alter those and make them more adaptable to any kind of framework that we have in mind. Okay. Now, Janico says that you can use ChatGPT. Yes, I've heard about that. You can ask ChatGPT to create formulas of distribution and things like this, but that's something you would have to check. But from what I know is that if there are third-party websites, which there are, sometimes it's better to be safe because they're mainly dedicated for the posting of content and syndication. Okay. So do you have a short tutorial? Yes, there will be tutorials that cover this in the tutorial section. Now, our Illustrator, that's another way of taking graphics and designs or creating it depending on the art. This is perfect for books, which we're going to cover. Okay. So you can imagine all of this stuff, training your own AI. This is another great way of getting client pictures and using it. Consistent characters, another good insertion for, creating elements for books. Any kind of media material that a company may need. Design agents, this is perfect. Coloring books, we've looked at this, the tutorial on there. So just imagine with coloring books, it will create images for said book. So all of this stuff, we are going to look at how you can find clients, but I'm trying to cover all the aspects of services that you can provide with said product. In this example, we've got Artistly. So we've got coloring books, we've got t-shirt designs. We have thumbnails. This is a huge one. I cannot explain. This is huge. Now, not only can you create them from scratch, but remember Mirror Magic when we go to Perfect Hands Text Designer? You can get any thumbnail from YouTube someone has created in said. Say, for example, if you're somebody that wants to create a video, or a client has a video of a YouTube channel, you could find competitor channels and any topic that has a high volume of views. So you could use the filtering process to find said products that are amazing out there. Okay, so say for example, if there's products out there, or sorry, videos that are very congruent to what you're doing, what's stopping you? Okay, what is stopping you from looking at those channels and then recreating those said thumbnails? Is everyone with me so far? So what I'll do, just let's have a look. So, okay, so let's get YouTube up. So just imagine now, we've got all of these thumbnails. Let's say, okay, so there's a channel there. Let's go ahead. Let's have a look. It's not very clear because I'm going to take a very small image. But anyway, let's have a look. So I've got a couple of options. So I've got Mirror Magic there. If I want to model it, okay. Let's go to Mirror Magic. Let's have a look. So I'm going to show you both options, okay? And remember, these templates are compatible, okay, with a multitude of different social media platforms out there. So you're not restricted. So this one, yeah, we don't want the time there. Okay. One laugh, and let's go and do want this one. And then I've also got the image designer. I can come here. I can take that same prompt if I want, quality, and there's nothing style. Let's do artistic, okay, as one version as well. Okay. Okay. So this is a really good thing to point out. Sometimes, obviously, when we're doing this, the AI may have an issue with the text. Okay. However, we can see that it's nice and clean. So what we can have a look at which one we like the most. Let's say this is a nice one. We can actually take this prompt because we've already got it. Okay. We can regenerate. Why would I do that? Because I want to try a different version, so a different style. Let's go to another photorealistic one, and then I'm going to try 2D. But can everyone see how easily we've just created a design by just modeling somebody else's thumbnail? And that I would imagine, if I checked here, 1.4 million views, okay? And what gets those views? The first thing, yes, the channel, he's already obviously got millions of followers, that's fine. But it's the pattern interrupt. The thumbnail plays a very important, critical part in first getting someone drawing attention first to the graphic, first and foremost. But then more importantly is for them to click and try to learn more. Okay. And you can see, look, it's changing. Some of it's a bit messy, but we had this one, wasn't it? This was the perfect prompt, and it was under the artistic element here. So we can check that one. We got this one as well. That's a really good one as well, and that's auto photorealistic. And you can see these different ones. Sometimes we've got these 2D animated. It may cause issues like one laugh, okay, which is fine because then we can go and regenerate. We can make those changes if possible, and we can play around with that, okay. But what we do know is we have some great choices to choose from. And remember, I'm not even doing lighting or mooding or anything like that. But yeah, the keyword that make a very big difference is your prompt. But these two look like some of the best, okay? Even the hands, they're perfectly fine. The face is there, the money's there. And this one looks very good also. Okay. But the more you use it, remember, we can remove this and we can just use the placement of the image, and we can put the text in ourselves. So we've got quite a few options. So again, it's just. Oh, and someone says, can you change the one laugh to I laugh? Yes. So remember, we had the prompt. Okay, this is the key thing. We had the prompt here. We can go into the prompt anywhere we want. We can enhance the prompt, or any aspect we want. Look, we can change that. Yeah, just simply by, we can do this one laugh. We can actually do this. We can remove, and you can see the equal signs, all of that stuff. We can remove anything and everything that we want. Okay. So, is there bundle package sales for all your apps? I believe there's an offer, but I'm sure the team will put up a link or give me or post a link to any promotional link to all of the apps. But I'm hoping this is expanding your view now of understanding, like, wow, the possibilities or the application of these features, how you can use it, and it's we're being very realistic here. We're being very conservative in what it does, as you know, it does a lot more. And check this out. Look at the quality of this one now. Okay, so we got this one, and we can just simply go and edit. And once we go into the fast editor, we can actually use Smart Expand to take this even further, or retrim it to make it more applicable for different devices, i.e. TikTok, YouTube Shorts, etc., etc. Okay, so we kind of covered on all angles. So sometimes, yes, having text on there with the AI you may encounter challenges. However, is it the end of the world? No, we can actually do text ourselves. So look at that. Look at the possibilities of that. Come in there, Now I have the text there as an example, and just coming to the text, I can change the different font styles. Here we have the text. I can go, you can see that. Like so, and then remember we can also change the color, make it more applicable to match the theme in mind. Okay, change it big, low, make it bold, put a shadow on it, whatever we want. Okay, shadow settings. So you can see, look how that pops now just with the shadow settings. Really makes it defined, isn't it, on the graphic? Makes it separate from the page. And even if I wanted to, I could come to the shapes. I get this shape here. Oh, don't do that. I get the shape here. There's nothing stopping me from putting that shape there. And then with the shape, let's go for I could put a white color. Yeah, let's put white. I get the text now. What I'm looking for is the color, and we want a yellow, isn't it, to match, just to make that variation. And then oh, it's hidden behind. What do? Let's bring it forward. So even with the shape, if I want shadow settings, we can, let's have a look at the shape. I want to change the color a little bit. Yeah, nothing's stopping me from changing the color. And I put the graphic there, okay? Anywhere I want, I can put the graphic, rearrange stuff. So I'm just showing you, if you're creating a thumbnail, or just imagine if we're creating a thumbnail, we want to put okay, do alignment, put it to the right. And let's have a look. One lot of challenge. And if I wanted to be a little bit adventurous, I could just come here, copy. Where's it gone? Oh, no, I don't want to do layers. I want to come off layers. I want to take this graphic here, and yeah, there we go. Duplicate. You're thinking, why would you duplicate though? Because what I can do, I can make this red, and then what we do, put this behind, put it behind again, and what we can do essentially is increase the size, because we want it to pop a little bit more, isn't it? So we're trying to make like an irresistible thumbnail. Can you see that? Just these little edits. Obviously, you play with it. Someone's correcting me with my Ashley's telling me off. Nah, you're right. I've been told off. So, but it goes to show even I can get things wrong, but you don't need to be an expert. And I'll tell you one more thing. So, in my defense, I shall say, what you can do with marketing, sometimes another strategy people use, you don't have to do this. What they do, they purposely make spelling mistakes because it captures attention. And see what Ashley did? They will post and try to correct you. And what happens by doing so, it gets more engagement, people in the comments. So it's a win-win. But basically, yeah, Ashley caught me off guard there. So I'm not trying to get out of it. Guilty as charged. But but you remember these little tweaks. Remember, we can put other shapes. There's nothing stopping us from putting more graphics in there. We had this little guy from before. If we wanted to, we could cut him out and put him in there somewhere as well. All of that stuff, there's all of this great stuff that you can do. So that's that. We've got so many opportunities there, isn't it? Okay, so coming back to the design section, let's quickly run through. We got up to design agents. We've got all these aspects. Remember, kids storybooks, we covered this as well. There's one really good long tutorial around this. Book covers. Remember, with 99 designs, it's how it works. Let's have a look. Let's go and double check. Remember, there were so many different aspects of search by designers, and you can see some of the stuff that they do. Look at these book covers. Let's go and see something that's let's just go entertainment, the arts, whatever reason. Okay. So these ones are a little bit more, advanced, but just remember we can do all levels of book cover. So let's just say, I don't know if they've got kids, children's, childcare. Okay, that's a good one. So even this, I know I've seen this before somewhere. This color, the splash effect. They've taken it from somewhere, but this kind of quality is very high quality. Let's have a look. Let's see, because there's a lot of text in there. Sometimes when there's so much text, it can complicate things with the AI. So this is going to be a challenge within itself. However, having said that, let's go ahead. Let's see. Okay. Just I'm really curious to see. Um, yes, can it do black and white outline illustration? Yes, it can. There's a tutorial on this as well, and it can do black and white outline for illustrations. Because one thing that we found, especially with like children's coloring books, one thing that they want one in color, and then they can have an outline of one in black and white where they can actually fill it in. So yeah, 100%, it is there, Lily. You can do that. Hopefully that answers your question. So if you have anything that you want to add, please don't be please, we would absolutely invite you. Okay, I want to see that. We invite you, please, to put anything on the link roadmap.artistly.ai, and we will love your feedback. So please, 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 anything that comes back, you're more than happy to do. Let's go describe. See, this is the issue, because there's text, it might not get recognized. There's so much, but anyway, it's done. So I can copy this. Okay, there's a lot of text on the screen. Copy and use prompt. Let's go ahead. So high quality, yes, that's fine. I can come back here to the image designer, and I can put this in there. Let's look at the style. Photorealistic or artistic? It's a tricky one. But either way, let's test it first with 4. Let's just try it first. Okay. Paul, really appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. So, what is the best business to start with AI? Now, if I'm, it's a tricky one because it's going to be subjective to what it is you would enjoy doing. But if it was me, Artistly has so many capabilities. It's a very powerful tool because it encompasses so much. So, I would say obviously, you have to make the choice. You can do pros and cons on what you enjoy, what you can do. But with Artistly, with Mirror Magic and all the applications of it, you can service a client with so many functions under one banner. So here we have. Oh, check this out. This is come out okay, not bad. We can actually go and regenerate if we want to really improve it. Let's have another look. So we're trying to teach the AI that we like this version. Give me some better versions, and then we have this one as well. Okay, so that's the original, and that's our own version. And one thing you'll see, yeah, text stuff like that. We can go and regenerate. We can try to fix that text. That's not an issue. And we can make corrections with it. We can teach the AI as we go along. Wow, that's okay. Easter help. Embrace your imperfections. And okay, so even little things like this, we can go into the editor in painting. Also, we can do this. We can extract it in the advanced editor section and make those updates. But it just goes to show how wow. Now, it improves each and every single time. I mean, some of them, yeah, they're not going to look good, but some of them will be ugly. But stuff like this, you can just see, the quality just keeps on improving and improving. It's remember about the prompt, certain things like, let me show you actually. So what I can do, anything that there's too much text or it's like messy, I don't need it. We can say, look, I can remove that because I don't need it because I want to add my own text, which I can do later. So look. Because if we remove sometimes some of those ugly lines or that text that we don't need, we can add our own text that's congruent and that's clean. If we ever had or encounter issues, because there's so much sometimes with the AI, it becomes overwhelming. And those simple little edits, it takes us no time whatsoever. Okay. So we need to improve. From my understanding, let's go for photorealistic. Let's try that one as well. So I just want to try everything. Try different versions and see which one comes out the best. Or I can use this one. This one is even more enhanced when you do create from prompt. Let's go for that one. Oh, see, he's telling me to slow down because I've got so many coming. But I'm just trying to demonstrate. I know sometimes this stuff can be addictive, that you just spend so much time on it, you just don't want to stop because you start understanding how the AI is working, and then even with the blank template, you can actually start adjusting that canvas. Okay. So different styles will have different versions. So here, something like this. Look, embrace your perfections. You can see this photorealistic. Look how nice it looks. Remember, we had that design there. It's just getting better and better, isn't it? It just depends on the design that you instruct it to do. And this one, why this looks cool, because it's got a little dent in there. Right? It looks like it's photorealistic, like someone's used this. Perfectionist, okay. So it looks like it's getting better and better. It's one of the best ones that helped me, perfectionist. Okay. So you can see sometimes when you have so many versions to choose from, it just gets better and better as it's starting to, figure it out. Photorealistic, okay. And just remember, if I'm using mirror magic, let's just say there's a detail that I don't like. Remember when we put the image in there, it gave us a prompt. If there's any details you want to change, you can change that here. So you're not stuck. So everything you're seeing in that example is because I'm not making any edits to the prompt. It's all based on the prompt that you're telling it. So anything that I don't want, if I want to rechange names or I want to remove stuff, I want to keep stuff blank, just have the template or the graphic or the design of the book and add my own text, we can do that. It just comes down to the prompt that you input. And remember, the way we got the prompt for this particular one right now, we use a mirror magic. Okay. Cheers, Mr. Lawrence. I guess you are concluding. Okay. So you're welcome anytime. Help me, perfectionist. So you can see this is probably the best way of doing it. Perfect text and image, photorealistic, and it's just gotten better and better. Okay. So imagine how long is this stuff taking me? Let's just be honest. How long has this, this poor chap here, whoever's done it, has taken a lot of time. Now stuff like this, what I can do, I can go to edit this now as well. And if I want, I'm going to show you another thing that you can do. You can come to the upscaler. So upscale only. Okay, let's get this cleaned up. Let's improve the quality of it. Okay, even more. And there we have. We've completely cleaned it up now. We've made it even much better, like what we just saw in the other version. A very high quality image now. And then obviously now what I can do, I can make this into a banner, a graphic, thumbnail. I can now add more items to this. So just to make sure everyone's awake, please let me know as we're just allowing this to load. Oh, well, I was going to allow it to load, but check this out. I've got this now. Okay. I've got it nice and scaled up. Okay. And that's it. Now, if I want, we can do the stylizer. We can change the style. We can do instant scene. Let's have a look what we got. Let's have a look. Sometimes you don't always get the best result because of the background. We have to remove it. We can then change it. So I just want to see how it's going to appear. It's just about spending a little bit of time on it, to be honest. Can it create black and white illustration and coloring book site without? Yes, it can. It can create it without black coloring books. Yes, it's all about the prompt. So what you're seeing, there's a pattern of requirements when it comes to graphic design. Somebody wants a logo, someone wants a banner, somebody wants a thumbnail, someone another piece of branding, any kind of media kit, maybe a post, maybe a mascot. We can cover all of that stuff. You know, they're going to need a thumbnail for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok video, etc., etc. We can take the same image of a model we've created. We can do e-commerce style influencer presentations of said product. We can then take the product or the image of the character that we've created, and we can put it into TalkingPhotos, and we can essentially make it into a living talking video. So you see what it is, because it's white, how it's picked up and it's made it into this. So it's quite interesting. But the good thing with the tool, we can change all of that, okay? But now, again, the same way, I can add text, put text on there, make it into subheading, and then put a paragraph. Oh, here it is. Paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and then put the name there. Okay? And you could put let's just pretend this is a logo. Actually, that would that look good? I don't know. Let's see. Oh yeah. Help me, I'm a perfectionist. So let's just pretend this is a logo. Put the logo up there, no problem. And then your name to close it off here at the bottom. Okay. Just like so. So just an example, building it out. And remember, even to build it out, you could find other examples that are already out there and use mirror magic, and you could reverse engineer other success stories. Ali, if we offer someone a better version of their advertisement image than what we currently have, do we have to use watermarks? I would 100%, if you are going to offer a draft to someone, restrict it with a watermark. Only because they may use it and not pay you for it. So, it's nothing stopping you from even giving them one version for free. But yeah, always, when it comes to that, you can add watermarks. In order to add a watermark, you could technically, just like this could be a watermark. Okay, let's just say watermark. If you wanted to, let's just say I better spell it right, otherwise I will get in trouble. But let's just say this is a watermark. Okay, there's a watermark on there. I go to opacity of this one here and check this out. Watermark. That's it. Your job's done. Okay, if you want to go a little bit more advanced, just put this across so they can't cut anything out. There you go, watermark. How cool is that? Right? So we can do all of this stuff. We can do this. Any image we create, we can watermark. So let's just delete this. Let's keep this really clean. Just imagine it was just a book cover. There you go, watermark. Alternatively, sometimes people like different designs with watermarks because they want to see. So you could actually take this watermark here and you could duplicate it so many times and put it all over the place. Sometimes people just do, they like different versions of the watermark. So, Snag a Dream, thank you for the new AI portrait feature. It opens up the door to many other capabilities, including self-branding for book 100%. Now, one thing you might have seen, but I'm going to show you something, that I was thinking about it the other day. Okay, I was thinking about it, and I thought this is a great different angle. Now, you don't have to do this, but let me show you something. Now, this is just another thing that came to my mind when I was going through of different ideas about today's session. Now, I just want you to think, every single one of you here, maybe at some point has taken a picture, right? Whether it's your own birthday picture, maybe it's your wedding day, maybe it's a family photo, maybe it's any kind of event. whether it's a happy event or sad event, whatever it may be. At some point of time, you've taken image or picture, right? And let's just say the example of a family portrait or wedding portrait, blah, 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 all of that stuff. Now, I didn't realize that there are services out there where people have these old pictures, not the best of conditions. Imagine you could restore somebody's old picture and bring it and improve the quality of it. Just think about it. There are photographers out there that have got these pictures of, old wedding pictures, or they're people, that may have old wedding photos that they need improvement, like old graphics or old pictures that are, not the best, a bit old, outdated. You could offer a restoration service or an improvement service of their old pictures, and even editing existing pictures that they have to make a memory book. I just think about it for a minute. Okay, so what I thought, let me just test something out, and I'm pretty sure, did I find a picture? I had a picture somewhere here. Let me see if I've got it anyway. No, it was here somewhere. So I was just grappling and testing and seeing what are the capabilities, like what can we do here. So let's just say there's a picture, family portrait. Okay, just imagine there's all family portrait. Look, this one is blur. Is it blurry? No, I want to find a really blurry one. See, yes, it's okay. What I'll do, let me use the example that I have here. So if I go to my dashboard, create. Okay. If I go to the AI image designer, and let me see if I come to, let's go to personal designs, right? Let me see if it's here. Because I thought, let me just test it out. Okay, let me see. Let's push the limitations here. So this one I'm not going to look at because that's what it's based on. But let me open up some images. Okay, so I found this. Right. Great. So what I do, I come to the AI upscaler. What I can do, I take an old image and we'll paste this. It's a bit of an old image, isn't it? It is an old image, okay? I go to improve human photos. So this is something, if I'm honest, I'm looking into to see the capabilities of creating that prompt and make sure. So it is something very interesting that you say that, and I'm investigating this at the moment, and I will let you definitely know to bring life to old colored pictures. AI does have those capabilities, and I'm going to speak to the team about it because it may be something we already can do. But definitely just bear with me on that. That's a brilliant question, Miss Hart. Okay, so now that image has now been improved. It was an old fuzzy picture. Now, check this out. I go to edit this image. Okay, let's go to the advanced AI image designer. Now, this is where things get a bit more freaky. Not freaky, but can you see that? Look, the quality's improved. Okay, great. Now, go to the upscaler, and we'll test this again because we can now go even further with the upscaling process. Okay, just keep your eye on the photo, right? Because the advanced section obviously has its own powerful application as well. Okay, so here we go. Now check this out. Oh, look at the quality of that from what it was. Check that out. Can everyone see that? Look at the quality, even if you're watching it from the screen. This old image, right? Okay, now where things get even more interesting. Just imagine, I just want you to picture this is a family's picture that they've taken. It's such a memorable moment. And I don't want to make it sound morbid, but just imagine if this was a memory of a family that may have, either, families divorce, people lose loved ones. It's a very sentimental image, right? So I want you to think about, all angles when it comes to this image. So it's a very memorable picture a family have taken. We don't know the circumstances, but it could be something that's very close to their heart sentimentally. Okay. Now I take this image And guess what? I can use Smart Expand. I can build that particular image and build it out for them and make it even more memorable. Is everyone seeing now the power of this? Check this out. It's expanded the image that was never there before. Just imagine now. Okay, I'm building out this memory for them. Now, if I want to take this a little bit further, you don't have to, but I can go to background removal object. Okay, I can try to clean this up for them. Let's get rid of some of this sand. Okay. So try to stick at one thing at a time, but I want to just make certain edits and try to clean this up so it's a nice, seamless image for them. Check this out now. Look how amazing. Just imagine there are photographers out there and there are services out there where you can restore family memories for them. You can take old, low quality resolution pictures that people have and you can bring it. You can increase the quality by thousands, right? Just by using this simple application. Now, this on the face of it might be like, yeah, but Ali's only taken a couple of seconds doing it. Are people really going to pay? Just imagine people would be willing to pay a lot of money to restore memories that are sentimental to them. Right? It's an additional service that you can also work congruently with or approach and do joint ventures with photography services. So anytime somebody wants to restore, improve pictures and build out, you can now do that by using Artistically. Now, where things get a little bit crazy, dare I say, just imagine, obviously I have to be respectful to the image. But if you have special occasions, sometimes people want to make special funny cards for their loved ones, for birthday events, wedding events, any kind of, the person that's creating the or requiring the services, what would be stopping them if they said, hey, look, can you do a request? And I want to put some hair on my bald brother's head or my dad's head. You could say add hair. Okay. Or add hat. Add a cap. Okay. You can edit those images. So I'm gonna be reserved in the edits. I do it out of respect because I don't know this image and etc. etc. But you get the gist of it. So you could restore those images, right? And then you could actually put them into the canvas. You could put it into the canvas we saw in the fast AI image. You can put it on a poster. You can put it on a wedding invite. There's so much application to this. You could even put it onto the sticker, right? Or a keychain, make a graphic, make a keychain of it. So any kind of special occasion, whatever it may be, you can create and see. You could have that hat on there. I'm not going to put the hat on there, but you get the gist of it. If I wanted to, maybe we could make that application of putting hair on its head or putting a beard or making changes. Maybe the lady in question wanted a different type of hair. Maybe just imagine before somebody goes out to the hairdresser, you could offer a service or you could have the application of changing somebody's hair color to see what it would look like in a different style or a shade or a color or length before they actually go to the hairdressers and change it. So many functionalities behind this. Okay. So I have a problem with beards and scruff being added to every character. So definitely do let us know if you are experiencing those issues. Okay. And we can see to rectify them may be an issue, but let's have a look. Remember, this image is slightly old, but I'm going to go add a bed. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've put a bed on him. So yeah, Reed, if you are experiencing any kind of technical challenges, please do reach out to support, and we can definitely try to assist you and finding out what you're experiencing by taking specific UIDs, UID I believe it's called, from your account, just to make sure everything's working. But we're more, this we absolutely lovely. You're always here, so please, anyone. Anything ever pops up, please don't hesitate to reach out to us so we can actually get you the help and support that you need. And as you know, you understand. So, for the most part, this you have not demonstrated live anything, just talking and comparing prices to external websites. Demo show us live. So yeah, I would respectfully disagree, because I think we are going through demonstration. So let us know, everybody in the chat box. Do you think we've been demonstrating anything live, or is this just a conversation that I'm having? Please let me know in the chat box your thoughts, and then we can move on. So, can you trim the beard? Yes, you can. Remember the beard. What you got to remember when we're doing in painting, if you remember with the beard, it's about what you put in there. So, a short. You got the length, you got the color you can put in, and I guess the style. So it's about just changing it around and just experimenting. So these are the things that you need to do. Okay. So let's have a look. Okay, so let's do some quick recap. Okay. Let's have a quick look then. Not enough. Okay, live demonstrations. It's essentially going to be the same thing on your side, but for the purposes of this, here you have a logo. We go ahead and we generate, and that's it. Okay, so you would go into the prompt, you change the text according to the company name. So here you can see minimalistic logo, and you can see where it says the name, company name, you just replace it with the particular company that you need to do. Okay. The same would apply to every single thing, because the prompt is going to be the same. You can see established. So anywhere there is any text that is required to be changed inside the prompt, it is with the speech mark. So any text contained within inside that, we simply change. So let's say hero, okay? And you can generate image. But please remember, the reason I'm not going through these, we have tutorials on this, and this is essentially, everyone, it would just, the time goes up, isn't it, for everyone? And I know time is very limited in that sense. So here you can see this is the logo. So very easy, very straightforward. So let's just say once you've done all of these, okay, let's go to now the other aspect. So his shirt, it's not a shirt. This is actually he's wearing, because it's a very good point. It's a very, very good observation. But it looks like a knitted piece of fabric. So he's obviously wearing something in the cold. So he's wearing a t-shirt in this graphic, but obviously it's nice. Okay. Yeah, it is a very big issue that when you start playing with it, you can't stop. I hear you on that one. Yep. So yeah, remember there are people different, 100%. There are different levels of experience. Going through everything is useful reminder for the product features and changes. So I really appreciate that. So yeah, it's definitely a blanket. Okay, so now coming back to Artistly, we've looked at all of those applications. Now, another thing is this was VideoExpress. So if some of you have VideoExpress, but before I get to VideoExpress, let's look at TalkingPhotos. So just remember, when you're creating these models and these individuals, these subjects, we can take those same graphics now, okay, those characters that you create. And can you see where it goes to create video? So just imagine we can create these subjects. If you go create, you can create either human video, 2D, 3D, or fantasy. But let's just say we stick with a human video. It could be a dancing video, etc., etc. It could be either for TikTok or YouTube, whatever item that you want. We go to create new video. Now, this is where things get interesting, is that you could create, right, using Artistly, our subject, and you can drag it. So once you create your model here, we can actually repurpose that model, and we can drag it for face swap ability. So, or you could have your own picture in there, but it's completely up to you. And by doing so, what will happen at the end of it, we can actually have, we can have real talking videos based on the characters that you. Another way you can use talking photos, creating stories, creating children's videos, any kind of videos you can imagine, video sales letters, educational content, training content, demonstration, promotional videos. It can literally, it's just whatever videos that you want to create, you can do so now, having them as your very own. Now, on top of that, also, remember we do have applications such as ChatGPT and other alternatives that will allow you to create those scripts for those videos. So you don't need a copywriter anymore because we have things like that available to us. Okay. And what I was also able to do, you can see that's Bill Gates there. That's a really good one, actually. So yeah, you got Bill Gates there as well. So these are additional services you can add. We can also, with Talking Photos, add subtitles, watermarks. You can replace the background, and so much more. Now, once you offer or you can create these talking style videos. You can create them into long length videos because you actually have something called merge video. So you can actually add more than one. Okay, so you can take as many, well, there's a limit up to 20 minutes, but you can make up to 20-minute videos. So you can add all of these. Okay, do one at a time. Part 1, part 2, part 3. So you can make long length videos using this itself. Now, if you want to go more advanced, we have something called VideoExpress. Some of you may already have access to it, but the page is there. So you can actually use it to take text prompts and images and make them into AI videos as well. Now, where this is a bit more advanced is it will allow you to use the editing tool. So down here, you can see I've got one I made earlier. You can take those images. You can see some of them are animated in the back, but you could do post-production now. Alongside that, you can. There's so much you can do in terms of you can do text animation, you can do filtering, you can do fast cuts. You can even use the AI to create it from a prompt, a video from prompt. You can use upload an image you've created within Artistly to create that into a video. You can do human talking videos, in painting as well. I mean, it's limitless. You can take videos essentially and do post-production and make them full-length feature videos, even mini movies if you really wanted to, add special effects, and even the AI sound aspect of it. Additionally, there are other apps such as like HumanTalk and HumanBot where you can actually offer audio transcription services or text-to-speech audio for individuals. So it just layers and it compounds and it stacks the ability to do it. And to go through all of them, you can just imagine we would be here all day. But let's have a quick look now. ClickSites. ClickSites is an app as well. If you don't have it already, it will allow you to create websites using AI. So you could come to AI and it will give you an assistant, which will then allow you to create any type of site that you want simply by putting prompts. It's all prompt based, but you can actually create this manually as well. You can go through the kind of website that you want. Let's just say accounting. The next one, it will say, what do you want to name it? What's the name of your business? Let's just do 1, 2, 3, etc., etc. Okay. So I just want to show you this. I'm not going to go through this specifically because I've got one I made earlier. So for this, if I go to pages, if I was to go through this right now, yes, I could do this in about 10, 20, 30 minutes. It's just time, isn't it? However, there is training on this as well. So if I go to ecom, let's just type in ecom. Let me show you some of the stuff that I've created already. So we'll give that. There you go. I've got ecom site. And this is selling phones, like an e-commerce, for selling phones. So it's asking for a password. So even this, it's all in the training. We can show you how to make page restricted pages that are restricted by a password. We've all covered this and it's applicable. So if I put the password, let's have a look. Check this out. Okay, we can do all of this stuff in ClickSites. Now, great, we can even add the cookie section. Okay, so this is a page I made. Remember, we can do pages for anything. So here we've got I'm selling phones. You can see, look at this. So even these I made, I can now use Artistly to get those, those ecom. So just forget about being mobiles. We can do mobiles. We can do any kind of ecom style products. It could be cups, mugs, t-shirts, apparel, dresses, bags, beddings, curtain rails, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Same applies. We can build those e-commerce style site using Artistly itself. So that's another good, powerful demonstration how you could use ClickSites. Also in conjunction, we could do this for, if you want to do affiliate marketing as well, third-party promotions, the e-commerce sites, or even your own portfolio as a freelancer and the services you provide. You could do this also. Alongside, you can actually use ClickSites to create websites for customers or clients. And the other great thing about that is that not only can you create it for the client, but you can also service the client and charge them additional price by maintaining their website and making updates, and suggest a retainer. Okay, I've just got a great idea to use TalkingPhotos to advance on TikTok. So great, fantastic to hear. So yeah, thank you. I will definitely put in some suggestions. Fantastic. So image sooner we will need complete yet. Okay, let's have a look. So let's have a look. ClickSites. If you're creating content, this will allow you to showcase your portfolio. So Ati's saying, instead of showing us stuff that you created earlier, why don't you show us stuff that you can do now? So if you can kindly just give me an example. Give me an example, because if I think we have covered quite a lot, but if I'm specifically going and rebuilding a website, I could do that within 30 seconds, 1 minute. But, those steps, I can do that. It's not a problem. But then it takes away from all the main structural instructions and the information and the strategy behind it. It's completely up to you. If you give me one example, I'll be more than happy. If you got one example you would like me to cover, and I can do that right now. Extremely beneficial. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, that's another good point. Craig saying, when you're using things like TalkingPhotos or even VideoExpress, remember it is multilingual. You can now create videos that really do cover, a global audience, whether it's TikTok, social media, on YouTube, Pinterest. But again, that's another good point why multilingual is important, because you can actually then service clients from around the world. So you can actually find clients, and there's nothing stopping you from reaching out to clients. Even if you don't speak Spanish, you could use Google Translate and contact them and outreach them in a different language and just keep going back and forward. Okay. So can you create a charity site? So, okay, let's have a look. Let's go ahead and, let's put it into e-commerce. Let's just put it as an example. Let's say charity. So help the world. Oh, that's wrong. Help with the world, but you get it, yeah. Okay. Charity helping impaired, disabled people. Okay, let's just do this. Remember, we've got so many different languages. Fine. And you can make adjustments to that. So can you take, this is a good question, can I take a website online and copy to ClickSites? No, you can't, because obviously there's so many different types of websites and the framework that is built. But what you can do is take ClickSites and actually put them online, okay, on your own server, if you so desire. So show a quick e-commerce page. I mean, this is an e-commerce page here, unless you want me to build one out in front of you. If you can just clarify, but essentially it's essentially the same. We'll give that a few moments. And things like, we've got Shopify here. Obviously, I've got to build out the store, but let's see, online store pages. I haven't built this out. I just literally got it just to show you. So products, I guess, marketing. campaigns, content, products. Oh yeah, that's a good one actually. Let's go products, add product, actually product, the catalog, browse sourcing apps. So this is a good place as well because you can see the kind of products that they have. Store design, okay. Let's go back. Let's have a look. Okay, we'll allow that to load. Cup. Yeah, once you're in there, you have to start building it out. So if I say add product, I'm pretty sure some of them they give a graphic, or you would have, I guess you'd have to upload new, add images. So you would have to put your own one, like a short sleeve T-shirt, as an example. Some other alternative sites actually give you something to model. Okay, so it's nearly there. We'll just give that a few moments. So I'll read the comments in that time. Okay, so here you can see this is the charity one. Someone requested. Let's just keep this nice and simple. And just like that, there you go. Okay, so this would apply again. You can do this for e-commerce. It depends on the prompt. Once you specify that, you can see this one's charity that is getting done before your very eyes. All the graphics, the copywriting is done for you. And even the structure, the framework that built this site, we can change this, we can alter it, we can add more things into the menu. Even post creation, we can carry on and edit and make those adjustments as we see fit. Okay. So would we? Okay, Marilyn. Hopefully this is covering it. Can I link products from my business website in ClickSites? Of course you can. Yes, you can, Sandra. You can. So this is essentially a fully functional website. If I go to edit now, you can see in the purposes of that question, is a great question. You can see, look at this. This website is now done. As an example, it's ready for you to edit, and you can see how it looks straight away. Everything we can edit, we can make changes, we can add so much more. There's so much more in this. So Sandra said, can I add my own product, just or my own links as an example? So if I went here, you can see add. Let's put a button. Can you see that there, Sandra? Add a link, and we can rename it. We can change it. We can come to templates. We can say, let's have a look. We can change anything and everything. Let's just say where it says read more, say buy now. Okay, once you put buy now, we are ready. We simply go to the link. We can actually add our link. We can open a new window, or we can add a light box with a name. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. And stuff like this, look, we can duplicate, and we don't need to duplicate. But if you want more information, if you want to buy now, stuff like this, we can center it, or we can come back to edit. And we make it full. So we can really customize everything on this page. Not only can you customize, check this out. We've got so many different elements of this. We can put a new header in, all categories, got headers, sliders, articles. It's a proper, fully functional website builder. So please don't think it's just a quick run of the mill. You just make a few edits. I mean, this is fully built out, and it gives you so much that you can do. Not only that, you can actually then enable multi-language translation of your website. So you can have it applicable in multiple different languages. You can see so many, over 30, 40 languages to choose from. So your website can be not only applicable in different languages, but you can have it animated, you can do typography, you can do HTML edits if you want to if you want to go more advanced level stuff. You can have it all responsive for different devices, as like so. It's iPad, mobile, whatever you may want, it's all covered. Okay, and even things like if you go to the settings, it's got GDPR settings. We've got Fabricon's SEO settings. It's a fully functional bit of kit. It's a very fully developed tool, ClickSites AI. Please don't underestimate it. By no means is what I would say. But again, let's just do one last one. If I go back to home, let's just say, let's go to create. And remember, you can create complete pages from scratch. You don't have to be restricted using the AI. So if I go to e-commerce, okay, let's just do one last one. Yes, Marilyn, it is self-hosted. No, sorry, Marilyn. So ClickSites powerfully will give you two options. We can host it for you, or you do have the ability and choice that you can actually download the page and self-host it on your own server. Okay, so whether you want to keep, if you want to allow ClickSites to host you, you're covered. If you want to host this on your own server, you're covered. Especially if you have clients and they want to have it on their own server, you're covered. You have all these options for you. Okay, so let's have what type online shop, online store. Okay, e-commerce. Let's go for that. Business name. Selling t-shirts for you. Okay, let's just say e-commerce style t-shirts, whatever. Okay, what's the website tech? Okay, the web. So here's another thing you can do. The topic: selling t-shirts for kids in New York. Okay, you don't have to do this, but I'm just saying you can make it more specific, and that will affect even the copywriting of your site. So you can actually build this out in New York. You've got all these other languages. T-shirts for kids in New York. Okay, we're going to go ahead with that. And check this out. So all of this stuff is the framework of how the page will be broken up. Now, the good thing about this is you can remove stuff or you could add stuff. Say, contact us now. Buy a sample. Book an appointment. Returns and refunds. Okay? You could do this here, or you can do this within the app itself. But this shows the flexibility of it. It just makes life easier. If you don't like the sections, you can always delete it or update it. And you go next. So does it charge monthly? No, it's a one-time fee. Okay, it is a one-time fee. So I'm sure if the team are listening, if you kindly just put a link, if anybody wants to look at it at their own discretion, then you do have that ability to do so. But remember, we're not here to pitch anything or anything like that. These are just making you aware of the apps that we have. I have almost all of Paul's products at ClickSites and these online sorters. Yeah, definitely reach out and let us know. I'm sure, let us know. Please do let us know. Oh, this is a brilliant question. Can you use HumanBot on ClickSites? Yes, you can, Sandra. You certainly can. We have that HTML capability, and you can enter that code, those snippets of code as required, and you can use it on these sites. 100%. Is it possible to add a website URL for the AI to gather information about? No, but what you can do, you can extract all the information from a website and put it into AI, and then you can build it out with that manually, if that makes sense, like the headers and things like that, and the text, the copywriting aspect. Okay, so we will build in an e-commerce store. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead. Let's use this nice fancy SaaS style cover. And there we go. Remember, e-commerce store for kids, and it was around in New York, wasn't it? So hopefully this is a live example. Remember, all of this stuff we can use artistically as well, and we can actually replace them with the brandable subjects that we create, wearing said products in the relevant sections. Okay. Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's so much, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I'll be very honest with you, Janico. All the sites, as you would imagine, something like this has to have safeguards in place, how they're hosted, how they're protected, and up up service, isn't it? So those things 100%, with Paul and Sid, as you if you've got access to more than one app, you understand the infrastructure is huge, and it's vital to keep sites up, because a site going down, like normal companies, sometimes their service time and stuff like that, it's imperative, because a site, even if it goes down for 10 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, you potentially could lose money and time. So 100%. So yeah, just as the message there, visibility of page is strong. Our website hosting are reliable in terms of page load speed, uptime, and server reliability. All of our positively impact SEO. So 100%. So did ClickSites bring in all those images from prompt t-shirts for the kids? Yes, it will extract and bring all of these images, which are royalty free. Okay, everything on the page is royalty free, copyright free, and you are protected. Now you have Artistly, you can actually go above and beyond with your graphics and designs. Okay. Anybody want to look at more information? There is a link there, clicksites.ai/go, if you want to look at that in own discretion. So do you have one that will create basic mobile app? Basic mobile app. Do you have one? No, not that I'm aware of. What key is there? Is tutorials for? Yeah, there will be tutorials for each and every single one. So let's say, for example, if I just quickly go in this, and another key thing, I've been hugely impressed. Another thing I want to mention that is amazing. Thank you, Paul. There's an AI assistant. Okay, please, definitely use this, because I can't explain how easy the life becomes with this. Let me explain why. So if I come to this text here, okay, I can ask the AI, let's say, edit text, and I can talk in my microphone. Let's say, edit text. Change this text and make it into Canada and not New York. Okay, send it. I'm just giving you a quick example. Obviously, it's the prompt. But yeah, you could dictate what you want in there, and you could do changes to the images. And just like that, look at this. From New York, we went to Canada. Everything's just literally by microphone nowadays. And not only that, you can actually check different prompts. You can look at the AI aspect of it. It will give you presets that you can go in there, whether you want to make changes for adding sections, doing highlights, general canvas, block sections, asking questions. You can actually request information. You can even speak to it and say, change this image, make it into, I don't know, you could do whatever you want. Let's have a look. So let's go. Okay. Change this image to a teddy bear. Also, we have the different aspects of ClickSites where you can actually change the entire page by design, the copywriting, or if you want to keep them distinct, you can with the magic redesign function. I have ClickSites and use it often. Can you do? Yeah, 100%. We could definitely entertain that. That's not a problem. Don't get caught. It's addicting, 100%. Let's have a look. So, Chris is saying, I need a video podcasting software. So before I go there, just remember with things like Google now, if I wanted to look for local businesses, just simply put it in the term, we can see which businesses are there, and all it is taking the information, and we can do outreach. We're just getting the information, contact details, and that's it. That's all you have to do. It's just about outreach. You can create scripts using places like or scripts, creating AI on how to do outreach just by creating those prompts. Another good place is, look, I was looking at this earlier on. If you go to Craigslist, remember I talked about as an example of restoration of images. This was an image that we can take, we can upscale it, improve it. I can remove the background of sofas and things like that. Let's have a look. If I go to a create design, go to the advanced AI image designer, the same methodology. If I come back to this image, let's see if I have it here. And remember, I started with this, with the, so I'll just showing you how quick you can do this, okay? That you could just go find it and then you can restore it. I can improve it, which I did. This was the image when it was improved here. But then what I go ahead and do, the very last part is from that to this. I removed everything. Can you see that? I removed all of the sofas or the chairs that were in the perspective, from that to that. Okay. So you can make it a nice, clean aspect of it. Okay. And then there's a high quality version there. And that was just something I came across, and I thought, oh, that would be a brilliant way of looking at it. Okay. And you can see all different images. Some of them are here. That's where it was. You can see, look, it's a really grainy image, and then we improved it and we scaled it up. Same with all of these other images, stuff like that. We can take all of these, these beautiful memories, and we can change it. So definitely come to Craigslist. That's another great way you can find services, different people in different professions, services, So all of these are potential clients that you can look for. Okay, even lessons, if there's a piano teacher, any kind of teacher, math tutor, you can help them with their business, their logo, their content, their social media posts. All of these are ugly. You can actually help them and deliver services by doing so. Another place, if we went to Fiverr, let's just say logo design, as you know, people offering logo designs or bundles or services. You can see this is in pounds. Let's have a look. Let's go to English currency, USD, so it's a bit more understandable. And you can see some of these stuff. If you do pro services, this is how crazy it gets. This is $150. Let's go for the most highest budget. Let's go to apply. And you got, look, $450, $300. All of this stuff we can do in Artistly. It's not a problem. Very, very easy. Taking the picture, using Mirror Magic, and remodel. But you can become a freelancer in this, and you've got all of these things like graphic design. You've got logo design, branding styles, a AI artist, or visual aspects. We've got marketing design, packaging, covers, t-shirt designs, fashion. We cover everything. Not only can you make the design, but you can put the model on the t-shirt as well. Like some of these are trying to do, but we can do that using obviously Artistly. Okay. So also, yes, you do have Into the Unknown. Yeah, that's fine. Just a quick one. Okay, so Facebook is another good place. I'm just going to let's have a quick look at this. So if you go here, this is a good place. Book cover design. Okay, these are other places you can get free traffic, which is, I guess, is very important. So if I come here now, just by simply going in the search box, you're thinking, okay, how can I get clients here? We've got one. You can see, look, graphic design freelancers. Okay, so you've got a group of over 50,000 people. Now, this is why it's important. This was, somebody looking for a graphic designer. They're willing to pay $20 per image. I need a typist. Obviously, you can be a graphic designer. And then you've got people like this that are giving custom logo design, social media content design, brand consistent visuals, etc., etc. I need an image background remove. $8. Artistly, we can do all of that stuff. We can remove it. Logo design needed $50. So what I'm trying to show, that there are people there that are craving the help and services that apps like Artistly offer. You just have to go and do a bit of investigation. You'll find them. But just using simple sites like this, look, I can do e-com design or graphic designer needed. There's groups 58,000 people, 35,000 people, 31,000 people, 53,000 people, 51,000 people, and the list goes on. You just simply need to go in and find them, because people or customers will go to groups like this and ask for help, okay, or making a request. And if anything, you can actually learn from how they're presenting it, and you can offer services modeling their packages and their styles or what they're doing. All of this stuff that we can do. Okay, and you can even post your services in places like this. Okay, and obviously you've got book cover design, you've got logo design. If somebody wants to create coloring book designs, social media design, banners, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If somebody wants to do website creation design, if somebody wants to do video creation, voiceovers, take an image to video creation. There is so much to do, right? So I know it's very exhausting. There's so much in there, but does that make sense, everybody? Yes, good question. Are websites created by ClickSites mobile friendly? That's a really great question. And the answer to that is, and check, look, our little teddy's there, okay, using voice command. Now, a good thing, let me show you something actually. If I go to settings, I can do live preview. This is how it looks on mobile right now. Can you see that, everybody? So I can actually sift through this and look at it, how it looks on different devices. So this is how it look on a computer. Aspect ratio being a desktop or monitor. Here we have essentially a laptop. Here we have an iPad style device, and then we have mobile. Okay, can everybody see? That's how it look on mobile, and you can see that there as well. Okay, so if I go to toggle the one at the top, you can see mobile, and it's going to show me how it's going to look on mobile. So to answer your question, is it mobile responsive? Yes, it is mobile responsive, and it will do that all for you, like so. Okay. How brilliant that! It just makes your life easier, because I've been there before on other sites where you've got to start editing things and make them more mobile happy and responsive, because you've got to go through every single text and adjust that text to make it the format or the size for the mobile text. It's just a complete nightmare. This does the job for you. So hopefully that answers your question. So apart from that, everybody, I think we've done a huge amount of covering, and I know the time goes on, so I have to be very careful about the balance of time and information. I do hope, look, sometimes there will be not everybody may not look, the best way I can put it is that sometimes, yes, I understand sometimes people can get frustrated at certain points because they want more demonstrations, etc., 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 but there has to be a balance, because a lot of this stuff that has been covered, it's in training, but we're trying to cover it whilst being cautious of time, where I can actually explain the strategy and to open up the your mind essentially of how you would do it and the things that are involved in order to do it. And there will be other parts where sometimes it's a good refresher, reminder, and it's just helping you create that link. Remember, these sessions, we we sell you absolutely nothing. We're here to support you and give as much information as we can. And sometimes, there's sometimes, we do our best, is what I'm saying, basically. Okay, so if there's other stuff that's more specific, please let me know. Reach out to support. Let us know some of the key things. Maybe we'll run a poll in the group if there's more specific things we can drill down on. Just focus on some key elements to make it more fruitful then going forward. That's not a problem. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. But let me know if you're watching this right now in the chat box, as we have now come to a conclusion of today's session. Be honest. Have you enjoyed today? Do you think it was insightful? Do you think you've learned from it? Is there anything you can take away from it? Let me know, so that way I don't get upset and depressed when I walk away thinking nobody enjoyed today's session. So hopefully we've presented a good level of information today. So hopefully it has catered for that, even if it gives you one insight, one golden nugget that you can think, wow, okay, wow, I never knew. But yes. Okay, so now the key thing is, would you recommend any of these apps? Let me know in the chat box. Would you recommend any of these apps that we've covered to anybody else? And if so, let me know. So thank you. Yes, so much full understanding of the program. If you have more with it, no, you can. It's all covered under one, Sandra. Thank you very much. Thank you. Great work. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So yes, well done. Opening. Yes, there will be a replay there, Brenda. Yes, today's joining. Well done. Mind opening. Yes, yes, yes. I would recommend. Yes, it was good, especially the one you showed how it can be done on the fly. Yes, learned a lot beyond our thoughts or words of experience. So I really do appreciate every single person and the feedback, because you know what? Sandra, yeah, there's no subscription, because with these sessions, look, you know as well as I, we try to go above and beyond, and we try to give as much as we can. And remember, there's no charges behind it. You have to understand as well. So all of this information, I promise you, the things that get released in here, I promise you, people are charging money for these strategies. Even one of them, this stuff it's crazy that we do it for free. But weirdly enough, these sessions, people are charging thousands within masterminds and coaching programs that you are getting. So please, I can't stress enough, don't underestimate that, because there is no price tag, there's no value attached to these trainings, right? Unless you want us to charge, and then you're like, yeah, I appreciate that, I want to go on them, but we won't. So please, just remember that. I can't stress that enough. There's some of the stuff that, like, majority is real thought-provoking stuff, but the strategies are sound, they work, and people are specializing in multiple strategies which we've explained that are charging for it, and we're literally just throwing them out to you and giving you them for free. Okay. And why do we do this? Because obviously there's an enjoyment, and I know what it's like when you're on this other side. I understand. Sometimes you'll go to a training, even if you pay people, they'll give you one part of the puzzle and they'll purposely leave out the rest because they want you coming back for more, spending more. And it's upsetting. I understand, that sometimes there will be individuals out there that it's their business model. They want to just give you a little piece of a pixel of the picture, and it's just a way of just keep regenerating or making more money from you. And for me, we've all been there, and it's not a nice place to be. So I always try to keep integrity at its highest and have those principles that, hey, look, I want to give the best and the most that I possibly can. So you have the complete picture available too, so you get the full information from it. So you it's just an ethical way, of dealing with training or every single one of you. I think you're spending time to come on these sessions, so we need to make sure we present ourselves in such a way that's both professional and ethical, and we bring our A game. I think that's the key thing, and just by doing that, I think it builds a much stronger relationship with every single one, because you're like, okay, where's the catch? And the truth is there is no catch. Yeah, there is no catch. The only catch is that I would only get upset, if I'm completely honest, if you don't action the content that we go through. And I don't mean you need to go crazy and spend hours and hours every single day doing the action. All I'm saying, look, just even if you spend 10 minutes in a day or 20 minutes or 30 minutes a week, I don't care. Just do one thing just to go forward in your progress of your journey. That's it. No one's going to ask you anything more. That's it. So, apart from that, then I guess, okay, so is there a way to add our images from the advanced image to our designs in Fast Editor? That's a really good question. I think, Ashley, that's a really good question, because it works the other way around, isn't it? Where that image from the when you're in the advanced editor, it will extract from the fast section down, but there should be another way where it's a back and forth. So there should be communication both ways. So 100% we'll flag that for the team. That's a very good thing. And we can definitely, if the team can put on the roadmap link, please, Ashley, we'll also add that as well, Miss Mac. But you can also put that on the roadmap. I think that's another great way. And I think it should be folded and numbered and all of that good stuff as well. Just keeps everything nice, clean and tidy, especially if you've got OCD like me. So yeah, 100%. 100%. Both ways would make it much more easy, and just maybe a more better streamlined way of keeping those folders organized. So these things we've definitely need to address 100%. Thank you, Sandra. So yeah, definitely you can't do it now, but there's something definitely there we need to explore. 100%, 100% we need to do that. Okay, so those. Wow. Okay, so Craig has to get up at 3 a.m. 100%. Thank you very much, and really, really appreciate you joining these sessions. 100, really do appreciate, because I know different parts of the world just goes to show. Sometimes when you want to take action, you'll do whatever you have to, whatever it takes. And let's have a look. Okay, so Brenda, there's a link there for you, clickscites.ai/. Go at your discretion for more information about that. Yeah, 100%. Any issues, support at clickscites.ai for the suggestions. Sorry, the suggestions either support at clickscites.ai, or you can do Artistly or any other support a link that you have and just reference it to today. Okay, so mind extracted won't retract. 100%. So apart from that, everybody, thank you very much for today. Make sure, if you haven't joined the inner circle, join the Artistry group. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, etc., etc., etc. So do it again. Honestly, it's always nice. It's a pleasure to come on these sessions every single week and present these. And moving forward, hopefully we've got more amazing stuff to come. Okay, so any kind of specific topics, I guess we'll have to run a poll in the group or send out an email in relation to that, so we can really try to figure out, like, really laser focus on some of the key things that you want, and then integrate it with other elements of running a business with that. So definitely, we're here to work with you and really address the key things that you are looking for right now. And if there's enough people that are interested about similar topics, then 100% we can cover that and we can do that. So thank you, every single one of you. So I'm now going to wave goodbye. It's been emotional. Until next week. Okay, so wherever you are in the world, thank you very much. Good morning, good evening, good night, and until next week, make sure you take action. That's all I'm going to say. I can't say anything more motivational than that. But yeah, see you next week. Okay, thank you very much. All right. Ashley, Tassan, Lee, Reed, and there's so many others. Okay, thank you, Diana. Thank you, Bless. Thank you, Ulrich. Always a pleasure, Tassan, etc., etc. So apart from that, everyone, take care, and we shall now end stream. Okay, everyone, take care. Bye bye.